stupid questions.
The Olympics just wrapped up, gentlemen. So let me just ask you this. Did you watch the Olympics?
Of course. What kind of a question is that?
I caught some highlights on the news. No, Bobby just been busy.
Okay. Bobby not be boycotting, Bobby be busy. Got it.
Yeah, Bobby be busy. That's it. Bobby be busy.
Bobby be busy, band name called in it now.
Welcome to the Only Stupid Questions podcast, where we ask the questions that may be too stupid to ask. I'm Brandon.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Matt.
Only stupid questions.
So your wife loves you still, even after she watched the cherry pit spitting contest that we released last week?
She hasn't caught up on that yet.
Oh, okay.
Did you tell her it was the pits?
Yeah, by the way, who won the cherry pit spitting?
I think Brandon did.
Who would it have been if they hadn't got their stupid foot in the way?
So let's talk about it. I missed out on 40 feet by a few inches, which we kind of predicted on the podcast. You guys gave me some crap earlier in that episode, and I almost came through and hit 40. Matt was right behind me. Matt had the most consistent performance out of all three of us. Every single one of his spits went over 30 feet. If we were adding those up, he would have won by a mile. After the competition was over, Bobby let one rip down the course. It hit me in the foot, and I swear I must have been at the 50-foot mark, and it hit my foot hard. It was the spit of the day. Spit of the day.
You robbed me. I should have been declared a winner.
Yeah, that was a flag on that one for interference.
It was, my foot was a hater at that moment. Oh yeah, your spit by far would have killed, and it may have rivaled that of the competitors of Northern Michigan. I think you would have had a shot.
We didn't even get it on video.
No, we didn't.
But trust me, it happened. It left a dent in your shoe.
You have two witnesses, so.
That was just the inaugural cherry pit spitting competition of the Mountain West. It'll happen again. You'll get your shot. Keep practicing.
I'm practicing.
I will.
Every day.
I got to do it.
You know, I think we should make it an annual thing, but we need to invite some others to spit cherries with us.
It will grow. It will grow. We'll begin.
Yeah, we'll make it an annual pilgrimage.
We could even make it international.
Hey.
Why not?
Anyone international want to come visit us?
Yeah. Maybe have an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony.
That'd be nice.
There could be a torch.
And a torch. A torch. A cherry torch. I think we can pull
If our international listeners get us up to 1,000 subscribers, we will pay half their plane ticket here.
What? Depends on how international they are.
And who's they?
I mean,
everybody? Is everybody coming? That was not a promise.
No. I'm just saying, like, one lucky winner.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can do it.
That could get real expensive depending on what. I mean, if they're just up in Canada in our northern border.
Yeah, we'll fly somebody in from Saskatchewan.
Okay, but they have to be on the Northern American continent. How about that?
Oh my gosh! All right.
Why?
We've already.
I'm just kidding.
Gone back in our promise.
We haven't even. All right. Well, I don't know. Like and subscribe though.
So yeah, we talked last week about obscure sports. It got us into a cherry pit spitting contest. So I recommend everybody go check that out. But speaking of international sports, and maybe even obscure sports, the Olympics just wrapped up, gentlemen. So let me just ask you this. Did you watch the Olympics?
Of course. What kind of a question is that?
I caught some highlights on the news, but I'll be honest, I didn't turn on a single live Olympic event.
Well, were you boycotting, weird. Bobby?
No, Bobby just been busy.
Okay. Bobby not be boycotting, Bobby be busy. Got it.
Yeah, Bobby be busy. That's it. Bobby be busy.
Bobby be busy, band name called in it now. Bobby be busy.
And also, anytime I want to sit down and watch TV, I can't watch anything I want to watch. I have children. They have no respect.
Amen to that.
I get it. But you must have heard or seen some of the highlights in the news. Yeah. It was quite the eventful Olympics. So just a few quick numbers as we dive in here. It was the most watched Olympics in history. It was streamed mostly on Peacock. However, if you had cable, it was a bunch of NBC-related networks. But most people watched it on Peacock. They averaged.
What is everybody's obsession with audience size lately?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. It's almost like it drives
money,
numbers.
right?
What I'm talking about is how
money.
who size a crowd watching things.
Right.
Well, like
They
I said, it's money,
averaged
man.
over.
Everything boils down to
okay.
the money. Sorry.
Yeah, follow the money. No, follow the money. We learned that on our last podcast. The Illuminati world. Always follow the money. They averaged over 30 million viewers per hour while the events were live.
Wow.
That's just a few.
That's just a few, and that was consistent throughout the 3 weeks. So we're talking hundreds of millions of views and billions of hits. It was quite the event.
Do you have there what the most popular events were or event was?
Yeah.
Just curious if you've got it. While you're looking that up, I can just tell you my favorite. Well, I had a lot of favorites this time. I felt pretty engaged to the Olympics this time. One of the cool things though that I watched was the you guys see the hammer throw?
Oh, that was crazy.
It's pretty awesome, huh?
There's a hammer throw in the Olympics?
Yeah, it's not really it's not really a hammer.
Like is it like
doesn't
Thor's hammer?
No, it's like a ball and chain kind of a thing.
That's not a hammer.
How will they call it the hammer throw?
Well, it sounds like they got it wrong.
Well, maybe it's like the MC hammer throw or something.
MC hammer's all about the pants.
That's true. Parachute pants, remember that?
I had parachute pants, MC hammer pants in elementary.
Somehow I don't doubt that.
Did you ferret leg them? Or what was that sport that you talked about last week? Ferret legging?
Oh, where the ferret goes up your pants and then... yeah, I ain't playing that game.
So the most watched...
We're not doing that. We'll do cherry spitting. We're not doing ferret wrestling.
Yeah, we're not. Unless
Speak
we get
for
like,
yourself.
Can we get like 10,000 subscribers and maybe we'll do it? We'll pull it off. So the most watched...
supply the ferret.
The most watched sport... Do you have any guesses what the most watched event was?
Soccer. Seems like a pretty international thing.
Now, surprisingly, soccer was lower on the list, and it's mainly because they didn't send their A teams. They really don't take the Olympics seriously, especially on the men's side of
kind of like
soccer.
Basketball.
So you only had like 1 or 2 stars per team. They didn't send their A team. It was like a C team, if anything.
Dang.
But it was still popular though. It was still top 5.
Badminton?
Badminton, not on the top 10, but
that was kind of cool to watch.
It was cool. Swimming is top 3. So who's third?
They're
Swimming
like
events. Swimming events was
Swimming
third.
was cool.
Awesome, right?
Who was that Leon guy from France? That guy was fantastic. It was electric.
He was mentioned in the closing ceremonies. He was mentioned like he's like a national hero. So yeah, you're exactly right.
I guess he wasn't electric. He was just amazing. You're right. Electricity and water. No good.
Yeah, you don't mix electricity and water for our listeners at home.
Here, catch this toaster. No.
If someone tries that, they're trying to do you in. I bet boxing was the most watched sport.
Boxing was not top 10.
Even
Boxing
with
sucks.
all the extra free press,
No.
People
weren't tuning in to see what was up.
Okay, I bet it was track and field. I bet it was the 100-meter race.
That was second.
Final.
That was
It
second.
was second? Okay.
Yeah. Specific. The overall sport of track and field was second, and then the 100-meter dash was second for a specific event within a specific sport.
Specifically?
A Pacific.
Specifically.
Yeah. It was actually the overall most watched sport at the Olympics was gymnastics.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. I kind of
Brother.
forgot about gymnastics being a sport.
And I had that.
Because it's not.
I probably turned that on the most because my little girls, they were just absolutely enthralled, infatuated by especially Simone Biles and all the other girls who represented the USA. It was pretty awesome. The most watched single event was the men's basketball final.
Interesting.
Team USA's victory over France, thanks to Stephen Curry and the many, many three-pointers that he hit. You should go watch some highlights on that. He saved it. France
But
was
outside
probably going to
of-
win that thing.
Outside of the U.S. and the U.S. players that play in the European leagues, what countries are actually into basketball?
They are big time into basketball in Europe. It's a big deal.
Yeah, but Europe farms their players. I've known several people that were
It's
played
huge.
at Utah State, whatever, and then they go play in the European leagues. So
Basketball
sounds
is
like
huge.
Europe is importing American basketball players.
No. It goes both ways. But they have pro leagues that are a big deal. A very big deal in Spain, especially Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro.
Yeah, my
France.
mission president's daughter married a guy that played in the European leagues for a long time.
Some of the top players
Was
are
it
coming out
Jimmer?
of France right now.
No, it wasn't
You guys
him.
catch Jimmer on the 3-on-3s?
That was
No, 'cause
disappointing.
Just like his
Majorly
name,
It was weird.
disappointing.
Yeah, he got hurt. Anyway,
Yeah.
swimming, track and field, gymnastics are your top three, followed by rugby sevens. I watched a bit of rugby sevens. USA women had a heck of a tournament. They had a
I just
great
remember seeing the highlight of that USA lady,
Great.
the last,
epic.
the last play of the game or whatever.
So good.
Yeah,
That's
that was
another
pretty.
high-
That
that's
seemed pretty
another
electric.
highlight. Did you guys see the final medal count?
Yeah, I think the U.S. tied with somebody, maybe China or something.
Yeah, so 40 gold for USA, 40 gold for China. Overall, we kicked everybody's trash, though. It wasn't even close.
Congratulations.
So go USA. Sorry, rest of the world. You did great. France had a great showing as the home nation. Shout out to our listeners in France. Well done.
Yeah, I thought those ceremonies were pretty epic.
Opening ceremony.
opening or the
we
closing?
We won't go too far with
Both.
that.
No, I thought they did a good job. Like,
Yeah, do you have any
like all the
highlights?
stadium shots and all
Okay.
that stuff. I thought that was pretty amazing. Like the Eiffel
Yeah.
Tower, all lit up and stuff with the Olympic rings in the background, and
That was awesome.
I thought it was visually amazing. I thought they did a really good job of presenting stuff.
Yeah, there was a.
All I know, I didn't
yeah.
watch any of it, but there was people on both opposite spectrums just pissed off and pleased. So I guess somebody did something.
Yeah, I was reading the interview of the director of the opening ceremonies. He says the intent was not to offend any religion, but to display the many freedoms that France has. And so take that for what it is.
Hey, freedom to offend people and freedom to be offended, right?
Right.
I mean, let's face it. People
yeah.
are going to be offended about just about anything. And
Right.
so I don't read into all that stuff, but other than
I don't either. I didn't really see
upset
anything.
about something.
Yeah, I didn't see anything too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't.
I
It
never even
didn't.
watched it, so.
It
They
didn't dawn on
obviously-
me at all. So
Okay. Yeah, I think some people watch those things to be offended, and then some maybe aren't offended at all. And everywhere in between, Gojira was a heavy metal band that performed on the side of a building. That was probably my favorite part of the opening ceremonies.
pretty cool.
They're kind of a big deal.
Now, when you say on the side of a building,
You
were
look
they
it
on a
up.
balcony?
They created balconies outside of the windows for the band to sit on. It was kind of, people called it satanic because it was all red, and Marie Antoinette was in each window with her head in her hands.
Is Marie Antoinette a Satan worshiper?
French, no, but she's French.
I thought
Anyway.
she just liked to eat cake.
Yeah, it looked satanic to some people. It was heavy metal. There was flames and head thrashing and no cake. I didn't see any cake, Bobby. That was the
Let
disappointing
them
part.
eat cake.
But she's
everything I know about Maria.
she's a big deal in that culture, and they portrayed her as she often is portrayed, without her head. And some people found that offensive. The French, though, that's typically how they portray her. So really, you didn't see any offense taken.
Without her head, did she get taken to the guillotine?
She's
How
famous
did I
for
not
it.
know this?
I don't think it's
Famous.
a guillotine. I think it's a guillotine.
Famous.
Either way,
is-
it chops off a head.
Yeah. Yeah, she lost her head.
That's true.
Yeah, she
I might need to go study up on this because all I know is
fighting for the people. So study up on some of that French history. Again, they sprinkled it throughout the opening ceremonies. Again, the director says the intent was not to offend, but to display the freedoms they have. So from the opening ceremonies, it was off to the races. Did you have any other
Literally.
favorites? Did you have? Did you have any favorites that you weren't expecting to be your favorite?
Yeah. Can I jump in here? Sorry, I didn't mean
Please.
to cut you off, Bobby, if you
Please.
had something. But
You're good.
I think an unexpected favorite of mine, and don't laugh, but it was pretty amazing, is the synchronized swimming. Did you guys watch that?
Bro, yes.
That's tough, huh?
Unbelievable.
So I was watching that and I was just mesmerized. And then the thing is like I kept wondering, how long can these guys hold their breath? Because they were just like staying underwater forever. Like this whole sequence of leg flipping or whatever they were doing, and they were just underwater the whole freaking time. So I was just caught off guard on how long they can hold their breath.
I was mesmerized. The announcers had the same thoughts you did, Matt, and so they started looking up stuff for the audience. Most of these people can hold their breath for 2 to 3 minutes.
That's crazy.
Unreal,
Have you ever
right?
tried to hold your breath for 2 to 3 minutes?
And I failed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I found myself in a pool just a few days ago, and so after watching synchronized
Just
swimming
happen
and
to
water
find yourself there.
and water polo, I found myself. I just awoke in a pool. And I couldn't imitate the water polo players. I couldn't imitate the synchronized swimmers.
Right? It's amazing.
Unbelievable. Oh man,
Yeah,
if
so
they
that
would
was a
put
favorite.
in like the cannonball, I
great
could
pick.
compete in the Olympics. I
Okay.
could make a splash.
Well, the LA Olympics are in 4 years, so lobby and petition. I think you
Get a
could do
petition. I mean,
Well, I'm
between
built
me
like
and
those
the
shot
guy
putters.
from either heavyweights or the sandlot, I think
it.
we
We should do it. We should do another. We should just do an all-around Olympic event like shot put.
Yeah.
And synchronized.
I can try the shot put
Drowning.
because I'm built like that. So I just need to,
I'll be a synchronized sinker. Dude, I couldn't do
There's
it.
a lot of cool
I want to
things.
compete in what was the competition? The new Hitman competition? Is
Oh,
that what
yes.
that one was? That was all over the news.
Yeah, the
And
sharpshooter.
I just got to say, what was it? The Turkish?
Yeah.
Or they're pronouncing it different now, right?
Let me just pronounce it for you. You ready? So the
Yeah.
country of Turkey, for since 1920s when they became a republic, or teens or 20s, somewhere in there, they have recently, just within the last few years, pushed for a different pronunciation of their name. So it's no longer Turkey. They want it to be pronounced Turkey.
That's
Turkey,
usually
yeah.
what I say at Thanksgiving.
Turkey, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Turkey,
spelled
yeah.
It's spelled Turkiye. There's a little funny little dots above the U, but it's Turkey. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Hey, a little rebranding never hurt anybody.
It is an
I think
official
they should-
rebrand. Yeah.
I think they should change it to Turkey. Yeah. Sorry.
The soundboard is going to be broken.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
man.
That was funny.
Shoot.
I
You know, I could
resist.
go for some turkey though, but I just got to say, the pictures, and I should have watched this one live, but the pictures that were all throughout the news, that dude is cool. I want to be him
Yeah.
for Halloween. Like he's got his hand in his pocket and just raise it up and shoots. But you know what I think was the most disappointing part of that story? All the news reports missed that was like a team event. He
Yeah.
had a lady on the team, and guess what? When they zoomed out the camera a little bit and quit cropping the picture, there she is. She's got her hand in her pocket just like him. They're legit.
So good. And the
Too
quotes,
legit, even.
the quotes coming out of that is, I do not need special equipment. I am a natural shooter. And
He's
so,
a
And I
natural born
want my
killer
dog
is
back.
what he is.
and he wants his dog back from his ex-wife.
She
He's
best
won
give it back.
he's won world
He's got a
events. He's won several world events. So he's a pretty well-known target shooter. And he has said that the world better watch out for 2028, that he and his partner plan to take gold.
I bet they do too. I wouldn't bet against them.
Oof,
You know, and they
gotta-
need to, before the next event, tell everybody to leave their Terminator gear at home because it just looks
So-
stupid. And it's cheating.
right.
Is it?
You got to look up some of
Yeah,
the
you don't
gear
need
these
to-
people had.
Oh
They-
my, that would be like me competing with a robotic body so that I
They
could
basically did.
compete in this sports.
They had back
Well, let me ask you
braces.
this then.
Yeah.
Don't you think the guys with the paperclip legs should be disqualified too because they extra springy on the,
Well, they are in the
You know.
Paralympics.
That's what I
Not-
mean.
Yeah.
They can be
They
in the
get to
Paralympics.
have AIDS.
But what I'm saying though is like they're extra boingy,
Oh,
They are
is
extra
that
boingy.
the scientific term?
But
No, but like they give them extra springy bounce or something.
Yeah.
Don't you think that creates an advantage if you're racing against somebody that doesn't have the paperclip things?
I don't know. If
I've-
I had those legs, I'd probably fall over from the extra pounds.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. But you're right, Matt. That's always a conversation every 4 years.
I'm just saying, if you're going to start banning equipment, where are you going to draw the line? That's the
But
problem.
those shooters, they come in with back braces, cyborg-looking equipment. Like they're a robot.
Show me that
like,
cyborg thing one more time.
Not the Mike Tyson tattoo. This is more of a, like a
Downward.
And they have the.
Yeah, if you can't do it with a naked eye and a sight, you shouldn't be competing.
I hope that catches fire. I want to see more of it. But you're exactly
But
right.
then what about the guys that have glasses or something?
He had
You going to
glasses.
exclude them?
He had
Yeah,
glasses.
you can have glasses, but the
Yeah.
things that are like all like zoomed in and
Crazy.
colorful and
Yeah.
look like something from a sci-fi movie.
Or a horse
I get
parade.
you.
The little blinders that they put on horses. Anyway, they had all this
Yeah.
equipment and yeah, he just stood there, hand in his pocket, boom. He's getting a movie deal within the next year. Calling it now.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Ooh.
That
He
or
should,
hired
as he
for
should.
high-profile
So
hitman
cool.
jobs.
So cool.
I hope he does.
Just stood there.
Well,
and bam.
speaking of jobs, did you see all the news about how little the Olympic athletes actually get paid?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but no.
They might have to moonlight as a hitman.
Yeah, some of these Olympic athletes have actual day jobs.
Well, you would have to.
Yeah.
If a U.S. Olympic athlete to get $30,000 has to like take home gold,
Right.
and let's just face it, some of these sports are not ones that the Wheaties box is going to want to put you on the front of.
That's true. But the thing is, Robert and Bobby and whoever you are, Bob's, here's the thing about that, though. That's true that they don't get paid that much in salary, but they do get noticed by people that give them endorsement deals. I must have
Sure.
seen probably,
For sure.
I don't know, 10 different athletes in different events that were all part of commercials during the commercial breaks.
So the winners
for
are
you name it,
recognized.
any well,
What
the thing
if
is
you're
like
not a
some of them
gold or
weren't
a
even
silver?
winning. Huh?
What if you're just kind of like on the bench for the team, like you sub in?
Yeah,
still,
I guess in that case, I don't know.
I'll back you up on this, Matt. It's a resume builder. Even if you just make the Olympics, you can now go back and set up your own studio as an Olympic athlete. Or
True.
So, yeah, you can benefit financially. It's still there's many people crying more so now than ever that the Olympics make billions of dollars. The athletes make chump change, if anything.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. The water
Well, the
polo
other thing-
team.
Oh, I was sorry. I was just going to mention while we're on the subject of money, did you see Snoop Dogg everywhere? Right? And do you know how much he was getting paid
I
to
do,
just be
but,
there and be part of the
Like
Olympics?
$8 million.
Yeah, it was like $500,000 a day
a day from NBC. Yeah,
to just dink around and do fun stuff
to
at
be
the
a
Olympics.
mascot,
Good.
basically. Yeah,
And so if you think about that and then
That's awesome.
compare it to the actual athletes, that's kind of sad.
well, if when you look
He
at it,
knows how to negotiate.
he knows how to negotiate. He knows how to put on a show. He
He
has
knows
kind of
his
become
value.
he's become America's uncle, especially for generations our age. The water polo team for the women, who just about took it all home, which was awesome. They lost all of their funding at one point, and Flava Flav, if you guys know Flava Flav, yeah, boy, so another rapper,
Mm-hmm.
financed them to the point where they could then attend international competitions and mainly the Olympics. And so he was
Freaking
there.
amazing. Good
Oh,
job,
yeah.
Flav.
Just cool stuff like that all over the Olympics, ways that these people made it. Now, I did want to, this one really caught my eye because you're right. The Olympic athletes, they make some money if they win, but not as much as this guy. You ready for this?
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
Carlos Yulo was the first male Olympic gold medalist in the history of the Philippines this year. He received the following awards from the Philippines. You guys ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
A house from the Philippine government. He also
Nice.
received, on top of that, a fully furnished 2-bedroom condo valued at about $500,000 US.
but what does he need a condo and a house for?
Right? He got
Well,
it, though.
You know,
He gets 10 million pesos, which is their form of currency. It's a different type of peso, but it's about 180 grand in United States money on top of it. From the Sports Commission, 50 grand from the House of Representatives in US money. A lifetime, here we go, guys. Here's the kicker. A lifetime of
Pudding
free
pops.
KFC.
colonoscopies
What?
and
That's worth a ton.
gastro consultations starting at age 20 or 45. So he has to wait like 20 years for this thing.
Now, was
to kick in.
that given from the government or just a private doctor who's like,
I guess.
I would like to see what you got going on in there?
So some athletes, when they win, they never have to buy drinks again. This guy never has to pay for a colonoscopy once he hits 45. He's currently 24, by the way. So he's got to wait to cash that one in.
I'm not sure if that's really an exciting thing to win.
He also
I've had
got,
a few colonoscopies. I don't look forward to them.
if that's not enough, he also
It's all
received
the
about
prep work.
He also received about $2,000 in free furniture. So I'm guessing these are companies kicking in, and he's probably going to have to do a commercial for them. A lifetime supply of free ramen, buffets, and meals from local establishments. So he's set.
Now, is
That's
this the
cool.
good ramen, or is it like
Yeah.
the dry
Sounds
sauce
like
that
it.
my kids
Yeah,
love?
sounds good. And then here's one that I found interesting: a lifetime of free engineering design services from Nexa Engineering. I don't know what he's going to use that for.
What's he needing designed?
Hey, it doesn't matter because it's free and it's for the rest of his life. So
Hey, that's awesome. they took care of him.
I thought that was interesting, right? Yeah, like United States, 30, 40 grand for the gold. This guy's set for life. He's now a king. He's a celebrity forever at the age of 24 in the Philippines. So congrats to him. So some of these countries know how to step up. We're winning 40 golds per Olympics. We can't be giving away all that. So any other... Bobby, were you able to find any? Oh, you already mentioned the shooter. Sorry. So you mentioned the shooter.
I contributed something.
You did. That was awesome. That was
How about Katie Ledecky?
so. Katie Ledecky, greatest of all time, distance swimmer, did it again. She now
I
has
think
some
she is
think
the
Randy's
most
girls
decorated.
know her
most decorated.
I think they've met her. Yeah,
Oh wow,
because they like the water.
yeah. Shout out to Randy,
that's
our
awesome.
listener in New York.
Wow, that's great. That's a big deal. Even
It's a big deal
any kind of
for sure.
competition like on that level, that's an elite
You know what's
athlete.
interesting too? After talking to Randy about that, so Randy's daughters, one daughter, I think this year went to the finals in Indianapolis.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the interesting thing that was pointed out to me is the amount of time really that separates these
Mm.
elite Olympic athletes with the rest of the elite swimmers that really are elite. I mean, it's tough to be in that category at all.
Can't
But then
imagine.
they're still like 10 to 15 seconds behind these Olympic athletes that are taking gold, silver, and bronze.
Holy cow.
Crazy, right?
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Ledecky. A
Yeah.
goat, a true goat.
Yeah, I thought her highlights were cool. I thought, who was the male swimmer? Oh, no.
Well, which
The guy,
US
Michael Phelps.
The guy that's coached by the same coach that Phelps had
Oh, okay.
at Arizona State. His name's escaping me, but
the
he was
Murphy
awesome
or
too.
Murray guy?
Is
Ryan,
it Murray?
Is it Ryan Murphy?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was awesome too. His story and all that stuff.
Because
Pretty
he's
cool.
up there in age and he was still able to hang. And yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, some cool
to see.
stories, I thought.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy. Up there in age. He's 29 and he's considered an old. He's an old man.
He's old.
What an oldie.
What a fogey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember when I was
the biggest
29.
pleasant surprise for me of the Olympics was a women's cyclist named Kristen Faulkner, who wasn't even supposed to be in the elite women's road race. So this is where they turn everybody loose for 100 miles and see who wins. She wasn't even supposed to be there. She ended up taking gold. That's cool. So good. She's a track cyclist, so she was actually competing in a little indoor track. That's super exciting to watch. So it's a completely different discipline. Anyway, I could geek out on that all night. She came out of nowhere and beat some of the most elite cyclists to ever get on a bike. And she took home gold for the USA, one of those 40 gold medals for us. So that was really cool.
Isn't she the one? Was she from, or not maybe not from Utah, but like she spent some time training here or something like that?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Well,
what
let's-
about boxing? I hear they're not going to do that anymore.
yeah, they took away some events, guys. So boxing's one of them.
Are they
They
going to
throw
knock
out
that out of the
boxing.
next one?
They knocked it out.
Because they can't figure out who's a male and who's not.
Quite the controversy, right?
Man.
That was all over the news. There was
Ugh.
people like right on that bandwagon, then all of a sudden, sounds like science might have proved them wrong.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There's still more coming out on that as almost as we speak. But so there's a new Olympics coming, guys. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called the Enhanced Games.
Is that where
Set
you get
to-
to use all the
Set-
performance-enhancing drugs?
Set to debut in 2025.
That'll
dubbed
be
it-
epic.
yeah, and so this is a real thing. It's being put together as we speak. Set to release next year, and athletes will be free to use performance-enhancing drugs. No testing,
What
That's
about
awesome.
other implements?
no
like,
obligation. Yeah,
I can have a robotic arm.
it'll be interesting. I think I'm going to watch. I want to see somebody break a world record and see what they're juiced on. But
Have a bunch of cyclops.
man, maybe.
I think that's going to be freaking cool.
I think it'll be cool. I think we're going to watch.
Just let it go.
Definitely,
It's like
definitely.
that's when it was the funnest times in baseball.
And they plan on offering. Well, you got that right. Especially late '90s baseball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
They plan on awarding large purses to the winners as well. So they're going to pay these athletes well, and
Large
They get-
purses.
they get to shoot
are
up
they
with
the
whatever they
knockoffs
want.
You get in a back alley, or are they like the legit brands?
Like the
they're gonna let 'em do
Temu
it.
purses.
They're going to see what the human body can really do with all of that.
Kind of
That's
like
awesome.
when you go to New York and they're like, "Would you like to buy this fancy purse?"
Yeah. And maybe a shot in your toe. Yeah. Or in your booty. Yeah, there's so many
That's
cool sports out there. Speed climbing. Have you guys seen that? That was one of my wife's favorites. That blew her away.
That was kind of cool.
Crazy. They're climbing a huge
Fast
wall
up
in
the
like
wall.
5 seconds. It's unbelievable. So let's talk. I mean, they came to an end. Opening ceremony is definitely controversial, but cool. I think it needs a rewatch by some of you people listening. What do you think of the closing ceremonies?
Yeah, I thought the closing ceremonies were cool. I liked how the guy, oh man, It's terrible not to remember the names, but the guy that was in charge of the French guy that was in charge of the whole thing.
So the French
Yeah.
Olympic
What's his name?
president.
Yeah. Him. Anyway, I think it was him that pointed out that this was the Olympics with the most wedding proposals
Oh,
ever.
really?
It's kind of cool. Yeah, well,
I
you're in
saw it.
Paris and
I
it's the
saw it
city
a
of
lot.
love and all that stuff. I thought
David,
that was kind of cool to point that out.
David Lampard.
Now, was this from the Olympic athletes that were forced to sleep on cardboard boxes?
I think it is actually I think he was referring to athletes.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I saw quite a few. There was a female track athlete that I remember. She placed really well. I don't think she won gold, but then she ran to the stands and proposed to her boyfriend. That was kind of cool to see. I saw it at badminton. I think it was either ping pong or badminton. There was a proposal that happened there as well. That was kind of cool. The city of
they're
love.
young. They're in love.
Yeah.
And these Olympic athletes have been like delaying the rest of life, because it just totally consumes them. So I did hear a couple of them getting interviewed. They're like, yeah, I'm going on to the next stage of life now. And it's like, huh.
Hey, hear about him
Good for you.
retiring at age 24 or
Well, they got to go get a real job now, a lot of them.
True.
yeah.
Welcome to
Reality.
corporate America.
What's great, a lot of these people like Faulkner and some of these other, it seems like a lot of women who have to hold down these second jobs. They're like PhDs. They have their master's degrees and they're doctors and lawyers and also elite Olympic athletes on top of that. It's pretty impressive. Speaking of doctorate, there was a doctorate dancer in the Olympics. Did you guys hear about that? I can't believe we brushed right past it.
Dancer?
A dancer.
Like
Did
a
you-
break dancer?
Oh yeah. What do you know about break dancing?
Well, first of all, I know that I've been calling it break dancing this whole time, and that's wrong. It's called
not
breaking.
breakdancing.
It's
No,
breaking.
it's called breaking.
No,
right.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking
no, it is.
dancing.
Like when we
That
came
makes
up,
no
it was
freaking sense.
yeah. When we came up, it was break dancing, but now you're not saying it right. If you're saying break dancing, it's breaking.
Breaking. Yeah, you're absolutely
No, they're
right.
breaking the English language.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
yeah.
I'm just telling you what I learned this time.
She
I think you've been lied to.
she went viral though. We're talking about
The doctor.
B girl, so B boy, B girl. So we're talking about breaking or breaking boys, breaking girls. These are dancers. She went by the name of Ray Gunn, and she represented Australia. Definitely recommend anybody Google that for a nice entertainment. She scored exactly 0 points in all of her competitions.
Was she the one that was dressed up in like the UPS outfit?
You could compare it to that. It was still Australia's colors of green and yellow, but it looked like something maybe an Australian UPS driver would wear. Absolutely.
Yeah. The package handler.
She's actually a
No
PhD.
disrespect.
She's a PhD in dance culture back in Australia. So she has students, she has a career, and it might have just ended. That's how bad it was.
Oh man.
It was very entertaining. I think she'll be able to turn this into something, though. It went that viral. It was pretty entertaining. And then I went and watched the people who actually won and had moves. Unbelievable stuff. Really cool to watch. Of course, Snoop Dogg was in the audience.
Yeah, I just
But
got
now-
a picture of him and Martha Stewart. That warmed my heart.
They flew Martha out because they're buddies. They're best buds. And they went through like a French cuisine tasting that made Snoop Dogg have escargot and all the other French cuisines. So I couldn't let us end the episode without mentioning probably the most viral, if not the second most viral moment in the Olympics was that breaker right next to that turkey sharpshooter.
That
Yeah.
breaker? You mean the breaking?
Yeah, she was breaking. Would she be a breaker?
Well,
I don't know.
think of a breaker as electricity.
Okay. Hit the brakes.
That's right.
I'll hit the brakes on that. I'm sorry. Now, the closing ceremonies, they handed the flag, the Olympic flag, over to the mayor of Los Angeles and Simone Biles. We actually chose Simone as our representative athlete, as we should.
What has the mayor got to do with anything?
Yeah, because she is the mayor of Los Angeles, and
Oh, and
she
they
was
get the
representing
Summer Olympics next, right?
the city of Los
Yeah.
Angeles is taking on the Summer Olympics in 2028.
Don't they know
The
how
mayor's
bad
done a heck of a
traffic
job
is in
increasing
LA?
the. Well, the mayor's done a heck of a job increasing the homeless population. I know that.
She's expanded the living space to the outdoors for LA, okay?
That's exactly
Way to
right.
spin
Give
it.
her some credit. And so, speaking of LA, somebody came in from LA from the roof. Did you guys see that for the closing ceremony?
Yeah. Thought it was kind of cheesy.
No, I disagree. It was awesome.
Okay.
So Tom Cruise came down from the roof, rappelled into the stadium, took the flag, drove off on his motorcycle,
Lame.
and then
Amazing.
drove off into the airport. Aircraft carrier takes him to LA, and he sets up a little sign on the Olympic, or the Hollywood sign anyway. And then they hand it over to the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Billie Eilish, eventually making their way to the true representatives of LA, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. So
Yeah.
Snoop made it all the way back to LA for that performance. How nice of him.
I think Snoop will be the biggest part of the next Olympics.
And that's crazy because he already was.
I think he'll be
more?
bigger.
How much more so will it be? I think you're right. I think they
I think
saw
he'll be
the
competing.
saw the. So they're dropping breakdancing. No more breaking. They're dropping boxing. So what sport can they pick up for Snoop? Is it
All
obvious?
of them. He's amazing.
It'll be beat boxing.
Okay.
You
can
know
do
what?
both.
I think
That's
and
genius.
This comes
No,
up
hold on,
all
Bobby.
the time.
Let's give Matt his flowers. That was pretty,
Yeah.
freaking clever. He combined beat and
Beats
boxing
and boxing.
and
Yeah, beat
anyway,
boxing.
okay, Bobby. Sorry, I just had to give him his moment.
No,
there.
that
Thank you,
was all
Brandon.
right.
All right. Okay, Bobby, what you got, man? My bad.
Well, you hear it all the time, people say around the Olympics, but I honestly think every one of the events, they should put an average person in, just pull them in from the stands, let them compete, because that way we'd really know how amazing these Olympic athletes are. And be like, you're swimming the 100 meters, or you're doing this, or you're doing
Or
that.
you're
because
breakdancing for Australia.
then we would really know how
Breaking.
amazing these Olympic athletes are. And it would be much more entertaining to watch.
I agree.
And that
You got my vote.
that break dancer from Australia proved that point, Bobby. You saw somebody who wasn't. Yeah, I guess we're calling them breakers.
I don't know.
That breaker
Not
from
breakdancing.
the
It's
Aussie
just
breaker.
breaking.
I thought of you when I saw that, Bobby. I thought this is something Bobby's been proposing, is to see a regular human versus the superhuman, and that's exactly what we got. We need that for every sport. I totally agree.
Mhm.
I think it'd be epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Good call. Well, we disagreed on a few things today, gentlemen, but I think overall, Olympics good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
it was
right.
enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
I did too. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I'm watching replays and highlights, and it helps. It helps that we came in first. Is that really why we like the Olympics so much?
Well, if you listen to the women's basketball coach, she said numerous times it's all about winning.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Good.
Hey,
good
we're
place
all
to
just
end.
here to have some fun.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Only Stupid Questions podcast. Give us a like and a subscribe. Please leave a review wherever you listen to your podcast.
Only stupid questions.